Hey friends, I'm Lisa with Made to Create with Lisa, and today I have a really cute bunny, a little paper bunny that we are going to create using a couple different papers. Okay, just our regular cardstock. Well, one of them is with a regular cardstock, and then the other one is with some of our designer series paper. Okay, it's a really easy craft, little creation, and so hopefully you might even recreate it yourself and use it in some of your decor. But I don't think that it's going to take us very long, and so what I will do is I will make it, and then I will post the measurements and stuff in the comments after I'm done. Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking at names coming up here. Thanks for coming on and joining me. Hey, Carol, it's good to see you. So we're just going to dive right in. We're just making it purely out of paper, and I can't wait for you to see it and see if you love it, okay? So let me bring you over and clip you in here. Okay. So I hope this doesn't slip. For some reason, I feel like it's slipping today. Okay. All right. So the first bunny that we are going to create is just using our regular basic white cardstock. Okay. So like I said, I will post the measurements after I'm done. But each of these strips is just 1 inch wide. Okay. And so this is just like a regular piece of cardstock. So it's 11.5 inches long. And then it's a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter. And I don't want to tell you the wrong measurements, so I will post it when I'm done. But each one, I think that this one's 6 1/4, and I think that these are 5 3/4 inches long. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll hold it up close. But can you see that let's see if this is going to focus here. Can you see that this is scored a little 1/2 inch on each side? Okay, so I took my paper trimmer. Let me grab it here. And I stuck it in here, and I just did it to 1/4 inch, and I scored on this side, and then I turned it over and scored on this side. So I did that on both of the shortest pieces. Okay, so these two pieces here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just using our regular bone folder, and I am going to just fold in on these little tiny pieces here. This is not some huge deal. It's not like they need to be pressed down really hard or anything. I mean, I could just use my fingers. My only thing is that with white cardstock, sometimes I feel like I'm going to leave, you know, like the oils of your fingers or whatever on it. And so I usually use a bone folder. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is try to break up the fibers of the cardstock a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to really lightly do this just to kind of get it to break up and get it to start wanting to roll a little bit. Okay. So tell me hi if you're here. Hey, Brenda, thanks for being here. Brenda just told me that she's going to get snow in Oklahoma. I am very glad we are not getting that here in Washington State. Okay, so now as you can see, these are curved a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my regular green glue or liquid glue, which is my favorite adhesive. And all I'm going to do is just put a really tiny strip there on the bottom, okay? And I'm just going to hold this together to make it into a little circle. All right, just gonna hold it for a second there just to make sure that it is adhered. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same one with this circle here. This glue is the best. It holds so well. You hardly need any, but I do like to make sure that there's enough on there. And we'll just hold it for a second here. Hey, Marty, thanks for being here. I have missed you guys. I haven't been on in a little bit, and I'm sorry about that. Been having some things going on, and so I just haven't been able to get online. Okay, now are you seeing where we're going with this? Can you see that it's coming together here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my seams are both down, okay, because this is going to be up like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here, and I'm going to make sure that I am centering my little bunny head. And then I'm going to hold that together like that. Okay, what do you think so far? I just want to hold it tight just to make sure it adheres really well. So this is, like I said, you know, just our regular white cardstock. So I'm going to show you another variation of this if you want to do it up. Like you could do it in pastels, would be really cute for spring. Now I'm looking at it as it's laying down, and I'm seeing that this seam is not exactly on the bottom. See how I didn't, it'll be tilted a little bit. So that's okay. You would want to make sure that that's on the bottom, but oh well. Okay. Now I'm going to take these pieces that have these things folded in on them, okay? And what we're gonna do is glue them together like that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive here. And these are going to be the ears. Hey, Rachel. Boy, I haven't seen you in forever, my friend. Okay, so I'm just going to go like this and lightly fold. I don't want that like a super sharp. I want it kind of like that. See how we're gonna make these ears? Okay, we'll do the same one, or the same thing on this one. If I can get some glue out here. There we go. And we will glue these ones together. And then same for this. We'll just kind of try to make a nice crease up here so that we can form that ear. Uh-oh, that slipped a little bit. Okay, just make sure you got it. Yes, you need to come crafting. I haven't seen you in, oh my goodness, like maybe a couple of months. Okay, so we'll push that down. You're basically just kind of forcing it to be little ears. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are now going to adhere our ears onto the head like that. Okay, so let's get a little bit of glue on here. I'm gonna put it on both of them, and then hopefully we can get these so that they'll be on the top of his head. Let's see here. Usually I have it right in front of me, so I'm trying to do this laying down here. All right, so let's push that down like that. Make sure it's adhered. I feel like this one's slipping a little bit. You can also use your bone folder to kind of push in there if you want. I'm just going to use my fingers here. Make sure that it's nice and firm. And see how that's starting to adhere? This one kind of bent a little bit. I don't really like that, so I'm going to try to roll that out a little bit, which is going to roll his ear a little bit, but that's okay. You just kind of play with it. I mean, it's just paper. You can kind of make that one match. See, I can kind of move it around a little bit. And then look, is that adorable or what? Okay, so you'll see how we're gonna finish it. We're gonna make kind of like a little bit of a scene, okay? But before I do that, I'm gonna show you one more. And then I'll show you how we'll put it together. Okay, now don't be mad at me, but I was trying to get something I would actually put into my decor, and I grabbed this paper and it's totally retired. So I apologize. This is beautifully penned from last year, but I wanted these polka dots, and of course I was doing this last minute. So this one does have a back and a front, just like all of our beautiful designer series paper. And it's a little bit different because remember, this one was regular cardstock, so it was 8.5 by 11 long. This one is 12 inches long because all of our well, not all, but a lot of our designer series paper is most of it is 12 inches long. So like I said, don't be mad, but find some of our paper that goes with your decor and choose that. So like I said, I really wanted these little polka dots, and I guess I could have like stamped this with black or something and made polka dots, but of course I was not doing it that far in advance. Okay, now look at the difference of size here. So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and look how much bigger this bunny is when you use the 12 by 12. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys the difference. So I did the same on this one. I just scored a 1/2 inch from each side of those. And then this one is the one, because the designer series paper is so much thinner than regular cardstock, I didn't need to like loosen the cardstock fibers with my bone folder like we did on the last one, just because it's so much thinner. Okay, so see how this one's coming together? Now I'm realizing that I did not change the size of this head and it's like way smaller. So I don't like that. So let's trim it. Here we are, crafting on the fly. I don't like it because it's so much bigger. The bottom was so much bigger. So let's just cut some off. And since we're just creating our own little bunny, it's just really, it's not some exact science. So just play with it, make it like you like it. And I think that this, yeah, see that size is way better. It's more like that other one. It's more like this size here. So I should have just adjusted the size of my strips, but I didn't. I just was just slicing away and I was not paying attention. Okay, so we are going to now adhere. Let me try to do better this time, making him not lopsided. I think that that's centered. So we'll glue his head on. Squeeze those together, make sure that they're adhered. Hey, Danielle. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and glue together our ears. You could use all different kinds of adhesive for this. To me, it's easiest to use our awesome liquid glue because I love it. Okay, so see, you're just gonna make that into a point. It's really kind of a fun little craft because it's just easy, you know? It's not, a lot of the 3D things that you make with paper have to be scored so exactly in order for them to work out, you know, like when you're making boxes or whatever, but this is just a fun little no pressure. Hey, Margaret, good to see you. Okay. Okay, so see, now I've made our ears, and let's go ahead and get some glue on there. And we will get that adhered. Okay, I'm standing up here so that I can hopefully center this a little bit. I'm going to put them closer together than the last one. We'll see if we like that better. So you can do it a little bit different every time. All right. Hold that on. There. Okay, aren't these coming together so adorable? Now, I can't wait for you to see what we're gonna do. So what I have here is a couple wood rounds. You can totally get a bag of these in assorted sizes from Hobby Lobby. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them all over the place. And what we're going to do is we are actually creating a little stand for our bunny like this, okay? And I know when I do this from this angle, you're looking down on the bunny. So I will put it on here and then I will turn it and show it to you. So all I'm doing is just making sure that he's standing straight up and down. So see how we're gluing him on to make a base so that he can be a little decor piece. Okay, so let's do the same thing with this one. And I don't know why I'm calling them a him. I guess I am. I tend to call chickens girls. And I don't know, I guess the bunnies are going to be boys. Okay. Let's see that one. They have little bases now so that you can put them in your decor. Okay, and now look what we're going to do. I am pulling in a bag of Spanish moss that I just got at the Dollar Tree. Okay, now again, I know you're looking down on this, but you'll see it in a second. So now we're just going to make a big mess of, like we do every time we use Spanish moss. And I'm going to make a mess. My goodness. Okay, so we are just going to glue some Spanish moss on here because I am just trying to make like a little scene. So I'm just going to put a really light layer of hot glue there and push on some moss. The nice thing about moss is that you can just cram a lot on and then you just give it a haircut. Okay, so I'll turn it around on the other side. Put a little light layer there. And we will squish some moss on there. And then I will turn it so you can see it. And I actually, okay, this is definitely going to need a haircut. You see how this is coming together? So I want some here too, so that it's not just blank. So let's just put a little bit of glue there. Cram on a little moss. Try not to burn yourself. Yes, the 125 tree, no longer the Dollar Tree. It is amazing the difference that quarter makes when I'm checking out. Like, I totally notice it. Okay, so I'm just getting some scissors here and giving this a little haircut because I want to use some of this. Because I already have such a huge mess going on. I don't really want to pull more out of my bag. Okay, so let's put a little bit more. Yeah, I've been wondering if they're ever going to change their name now that they're 125. I have some friends who call it the no longer a buck tree. Which actually is totally lame. I am bummed that it is no longer a buck. Okay. So I do like it natural. I don't want it like all trimmed up. Okay, so see how we're making like a little base with, you know, the floor, the scene kind of going. Okay, when it's just dust like this, it doesn't do me any good. So I have to get fresh for our other guy here. So let me pull out some more. You don't think they're as busy? Honestly, I got my kind of Easter stuff like right when they were pulling it out, and I really haven't been back. So I haven't super been in there a lot in the last month. So I don't know. I don't know if it's as busy. Okay, so we're just putting this on there. Now, again, you could use moss, would be really cute. And like, not Spanish moss, the brown like this, but you could use green moss if you wanted it to look more like, you know, like spring grass or something. Which I think would be cute because, you know, when we're doing spring, you want it to look fresh and green and new growth and all that stuff. But for me, I just liked how this was going to look in my decor, so I pulled out the natural tones. All right, so let's trim this a little bit so I can use this. And we'll use it on this last side over here. I'm going to fill in this hole. And this is looking adorable. Okay, so see how this has the polka dots on the outside and the other design on the inside. So just find a cute, we have so many cute designer series papers to choose from. And I know I should never use a retired product to show you, but I wanted to show you something. And so this is what I grabbed. Okay, now I have to, whoa, move all this aside. My arm is dragging it everywhere. Okay, so we have our two little bunnies, and I'm looking here on my desk. Okay, so, shoot, what did I do with it? Oh, here they are. Okay, so we have the cutest little dies. These are called the Pierced Blooms, and look at all the little flowers that they cut out. So what I did is I used some of our pink cardstock, and I cannot remember which one I used, but I cut out, let's see, which one was it? It was this one here. See how there's two connected together, and I cut out these little flowers. And what I thought I would do is like just put, I was just going to use one of them really, and just kind of tuck it down here, kind of in the grass area. Just for a little accent, a little spring color accent. So we'll get that to adhere on to our bunny. I thought about doing two to make it a little bit fuller. Let's just see what we think. Okay, that actually looks adorable. So let's do that. I'm just going to use our regular glue for that. I don't want the hot glue to be this big, huge blob. So I'm going to layer that so you can see this like that. So that makes a little bit bigger, flower instead of just the one. Okay. And then our gorgeous iridescent rhinestone jewels are back in stock. And so I am going to just use the smallest one here and put it in the middle. Now, if glitz isn't your thing, then you could choose to leave it blank, or you could use more of a matte dot instead of a glitzy dot, and just add a little gem there or something like in the middle of your flower. You could totally add leaves, whatever. But this is it. Like, it's just a really natural looking paper bunny. I'm so glad you like it, Danielle. I think they're adorable. So I also made another one, and I want to show you that one, but it's going to be best, I think, if I bring you up and show you in front of me instead of from the top looking down. So let me pull you up. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you this guy first. Actually, let me flip the camera. Okay. Now, you like it? Okay, so here it is with the little flower, okay? Then we have this one. That's this cute little guy. So you see it from the side, and he has the polka dots and stuff. Okay, so then I did this one. We'll have a little family sitting here, but of course you can't even see it. Look at this one. This was the first one I did to make sure that this was going to work out. So this is our regular crumb cake cardstock. So see, this was kind of what I was going for. It was like the white and the natural looking. And then I put that same little pierced bloom up there, just cut out with white cardstock. And then the one thing that I did on this one, I'm going to see if you can see it close enough, but I used our soft suede Stampin' Blend, and I flipped it. Now I'm going to see if you can see. Can you see how I flicked little polka dots on there to make it look just a little bit more texture instead of just plain? So I flicked it with the soft suede blend to make it look freckled, okay? Now my last thought for this was, I worked on my spring decor today. I put out spring decor in my home. I needed some cheering up and some light colors, and so that's something that I did today. And so this is one of my little decor items, and I filled it with these little freckled eggs from Hobby Lobby. And I was thinking that this would actually be really cute, would be to glue in here, sacrifice some of my freckled eggs and glue them into the base of, is this not, it's getting better and better, isn't it? So I haven't actually done it yet, because then of course I have to sacrifice my eggs. But that was my last thought. Like right before I went live, I ran downstairs and grabbed my mug, and I wanted to see how that would look. I'm so glad you like it. So let me pull this back up again so you can see these little guys. So again, you could totally whip these out, and you don't need to use the wood rounds. I mean, you could use, well, you could use little, just paper circles even, you know, like just get some cereal boxes, you know, like light cardboard or whatever, and color it. You could even paint it, make it look like wood. But I just really I have a big box of these wood rounds that I use to make ornaments. So to me, this was just an obvious choice. So anyway, this is what I had to show you today. I will put a link in the comments for our paper, and really there wasn't a ton that we used today to make this, but I will put a link, and I would appreciate your support in my business, and I appreciate it so much. And I wanted to show you one other thing. This past weekend we had our big spring card making buffet that I put on here locally. And this was one of the projects that that was available to make. It's just a little, you can't see it because it's in a bag, but it's a little easel to sit on your desk. So I am going to send these out to 3 people that share this video with friends. So if you do, will you message me, and I will pop one of these in the mail to you as a thank you. So I just really appreciate you. So that is what I have. So I hope that you might try one of these out and make it and put it out for your home decor. And yeah, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that that's all. So have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon. Don't forget that you were made to create. Bye-bye.